what? I feel we still got it. Good morning, folks.
All right. It's official. Vladimir Klitschko is coming back to the sport of boxing. Are we excited? Hey, man, Vladimir Klitschko is he's either making a very smart move or a very big mistake, because one of the most dangerous divisions right now is the heavyweights. And you know what? He feels like he still got it.
Can't stop it. I don't want to.
Hey, yo, it's King Fight News. And Deontay Wilder's team, manager, and trainer Jay Diaz says they want all the smoke if Klitschko comes out of retirement. King Fight News, and we got more on this. Hey, yo, King Fight News back at it. Deontay, the Bronze Bomber Wilder's manager Jay Diaz came out and said, you know what? Klitschko can get all the smoke. But you know what? This is what he had to say. If Vladimir Klitschko comes back and looks good in a tune-up, we're open to making that fight happen. So how about that? How about that's come from Jay Diaz? That's someone who's got Wilder's ear. And I don't know about y'all, but I think Deontay Wilder truly wants all the smoke, man. I really don't buy the idea that he's ducking Joshua. You know, I don't think Deontay Wilder's the kind of guy to duck out of a fight. You know, if any of these heavyweights had the nuts to fight Luis Ortiz, maybe I reconsider that. But so far, the only championship level fighter that stepped up to face Luis Ortiz is this guy right here, Deontay Bronze Bomber Wilder. So if he's willing to fight Luis Ortiz, why wouldn't he be willing to fight Anthony Joshua? Why wouldn't he be willing to fight? Remember, Anthony Joshua didn't want no smoke with Ortiz. Let's not forget that. But, you know, there's a whole lot of smoke around the idea that Wilder ducked Vladimir Klitschko a long time ago. There's a whole lot of smoke around the idea, why would he want to do that? He already got knocked out by Klitschko in sparring, right? In sparring he got knocked out. AJ's been dropped several times in sparring. I heard Daniel Dubois made him look silly in sparring. Hey, that's a whole different world, man. That's a whole different world, that sparring, man. I mean, Lucas Matisse, the word is he beat the shit out of Tim Bradley in sparring. Does anybody hold that against Tim Bradley? Oh, Lucas Matisse whooped your ass, boy. They might do that shit? No. Oh, but they do when it comes to Deontay Wilder. Meanwhile, that's a very young and green Wilder, just looking for world-class experience, just looking for that word. You know, he said, fuck it, I'll get in there with Klitschko. But you know what? If I'm Deontay Wilder, maybe I try and get Showtime to put some bread up, man. You know, if Klitschko really wants that smoke, think about it. If you're Vladimir Klitschko and you really want to make a return, would you come back and fight AJ in a rematch when he damn near took your head off? If you're Vladimir Klitschko, you saw what Tyson Fury did to Deontay Wilder. You saw a vulnerability there. Why not, see what offers are on the table, see if Showtime will put some bread up, and go straight for that WBC. If you're Vladimir Klitschko, why not go straight at Deontay Wilder and try and make that fight happen? That could easily be a pay-per-view. And it would be lit, man. That shit would be lit. And I don't know what kind of pull that would have in the U.S., but as a world-level international fight, that shit would be lit. I think that's a great fight. And I think there's some mystique behind the idea of Deontay Wilder versus Vladimir Klitschko. What do y'all think? A live chat. What do y'all think? Sea King Fight News, man. We got more on this. I mean, that's for real, man. I would make... If I'm Deontay Wilder, I try and jump on that shit. You know, hey, Klitschko, come over here. Fight Bermain Staver. Yo, or you can fight... You can get it with King Kong, man. Have a tune-up with Luis Ortiz. See if he's the real deal. 2-fight deal. That's all it is, man. Get Klitschko some bread and make some shit happen, man. Because these guys don't want no smoke out here, man. Tyson Fury ran away to ESPN. Anthony Joshua's silent as a church mouse. I'm focused on Jarrell Miller. I'm focused on Jarrell Miller. Don't want no smoke. But no, you know what, AJ? It seemed like AJ want the fight, but it seemed like the only time he wants to talk about a fight is when Wilder's already booked. I mean, now's the time. If I'm Anthony Joshua, I gotta at least say, after I whoop Jarrell Miller's ass, Deontay Wilder, you're next. You gotta at least say some shit like that. And if you're Deontay Wilder, and I believe he wants all the smoke, he should be saying, all these guys can get it, man. Once I take care of Dominic Brazil, it's over for these dudes, man. I'm coming for all their heads. And you could go back to the one face, one name. You know, Deontay Wilder truly wants to be undisputed. Make that fight happen. If Eddie Hearn runs away from the fight, we all know they're playing games. Well, hey, that's what you got Shelly Finkel for. You know, try and get Shelly to call up Vladdy and make that shit happen, man. There's fights out there, man. The fights are out there. Wilder wants to be a legend. The fight, and this old ass legend want to come back. I'm sure Wilder will happily welcome this guy back. You know, I think it's a great fight. And it's a fight we never got to see. You know? It's a fight we never got to see. Why not make it happen? Sea King Fight News, man. Let's see what JD has had to say. Alright, so check this out. Wilder's manager says Klitschko's an option if he looks good in the tune-up. As you can see. Alan Fox. Deontay Wilder would be open to a fight against former heavyweight champion Vladimir Klitschko as long as Ukrainian takes a tune-up and looks good, according to Wilder's trainer manager Jay Diaz. The 42-year-old Vladimir Klitschko if he decides he wants to make a comeback, Wilder would be willing to give it a title shot if he looks good in a tune-up. So here's a quote from Jay Diaz. Absolutely, Deontay Wilder wants the biggest fights. They offered Deontay $50 million, and Deontay said yes. And AJ said no after we said yes. Deontay went after Luis Ortiz when nobody went after Ortiz. Deontay went out and got the Fury fight after that. So Deontay wants the biggest fights. So if Klitschko is out there and he wants to do it, then yes, we're going to do it. My guess is Klitschko will want a tune-up or two, and we'll see how he looks. If he looks good in the tune-ups and makes himself available, you know, like when Vitaly Klitschko came back, his first fight was Sam Peter, and he hadn't lost anything. Well, we'll see if Vladimir, you know, still got it. That's pretty much the gist of it. He also said, you're really going to want to see this fight because there's been a big focus by Deontay in going back to the basics. And I think you're going to see a lot of things that are going to be very impressive. Deontay's a great boxer. Deontay's setting up things a lot of times. He's setting things up a lot of times. It may be you're thinking short terms and we're thinking long terms. Sometimes you're not winning rounds, but you're doing things that allow you to be successful. So that's what Jay Diaz had to say. And there has been a focus in Deontay Wilder's training camp. A shout out to the Boxing Voice. They got Wilder talking about how they've gone Wilder's going back to basics, going back to fundamentals. That's good to see. You know, jabs are important things in boxing. The jab right hand, the 1-2, fighting tall. You know, go back to them Lennox Lewis tapes, man. Absolutely. Never hurts to go back to basics. And if Wilder's legitimately, genuinely saying that and practicing his craft, it's a good thing to see because there's definitely room for improvement. There's definitely room for improvement. But as long as he's not predictable, you know, as long as he can still bring that wild style, you know, because he's got a weird way of hurting his opponents and then completely changing the angles on his shots, and it works to a T. So I wouldn't change that if you're Deontay Wilder, but he does have to scale things back a little bit. But y'all know what it is, man. It's E-King Fight News. What do y'all think about a potential Klitschko versus Wilder fight? Let me know in the comments section below. Live chat. Let me know what's good. It's E-King Fight News. And I'm signing out, man. Peace.